Hi, Jim Rankin, President of South Dakota Mines, and we're coming to you today to talk about this exciting gift that we've received. A $4 million gift to name the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering after Karen M. Swindler. This really comes at an exciting time for that department. That department is celebrating its 100-year anniversary this year, and they have been very successful. They've had over 2,000 graduates during that time, so they continue to graduate top quality graduates to go out and have excellent careers in their field. This gift is just going to make that department that much stronger. The gift can be used for scholarships, it can be used for project work, undergraduate research, it can even be helped with labs and maybe lab improvement. So this is really going to make a difference in the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering. A couple footnotes or a couple highlights that I really want to talk about is that this will be the first named department that we have at the School of Mines. It is also, in our records or what we've been able to find, this is the first Department of Chemical Engineering and Biological Engineering in the nation that is named for a woman. All very exciting events, and we are really happy to be able to accept this gift. When I had a chance to meet you when I came back here to the university, you were both very engaged in the Alumni Association. How did that start, that you got so engaged with alumni?
It was primarily Karen. Mm-hmm. She had stayed in touch with the school. She had come back and spoken at the school, and she was able to secure the School of Mines as being one of the core schools that the company would recruit new engineers at. And so in the process of coming back and being involved with the school and then recruiting new engineers, she just became more and more involved, and I was kind of along for the ride. But I also spoke and did some things as well, which I really enjoyed here at the school. And then when she retired in 2015, she really shifted her energy from, being this hardworking executive at a large chemical company to, I'm going to help the School of Mines try to better itself. And so she put a lot of her energy into the school, and it's pretty cool to see the results of some of her ideas come to fruition here now.
Sure.
So,
tell us a little bit about why you thought to make this gift.
Sure.
Did you have some reasons behind that?
I did. Really, it came down to 4 reasons. So, first one is, Karen and I have always believed that giving back should be a priority in your life. Mm-hmm. I feel like the talents we have and the opportunities we've been given come from God, and therefore the financial benefit we get should be shared. And really felt like, wow, this would be a great use of some of the financial benefit that we have received in our career to help others. And the second reason, the school to me and to her was really pivotal in our success in our careers. To take us from small farm kids to, very successful engineering careers, the key that unlocked that door was the School of Mines. And I just really, just feel so grateful for the education I received here and how well it prepared us to go out into industry and succeed. And so that's the second reason, that the school was the key. The third one is, in my coming back and recruiting at the school and volunteering here, it's obvious the school is even better than it was when we graduated back in 1988. So, it just is so rewarding to see that the school has improved, and the students that are being turned out are absolutely fantastic, particularly in, the industry that I worked in. I was just proud of every student that came in. We'd go to meetings, and the plant managers, would be talking about the engineers and how they were performing and kind of how they ranked. And it almost became embarrassing that the School of Mines engineer at every site was just so overwhelmingly liked and appreciated and doing so well. And so the school is definitely doing something right and continues to do something right and turning out great people. So, that's another one of the big reasons why. And the fourth reason is, and this has come to light more recently with some of the events at colleges in the last year on how, parents are paying money, paying bribes to get their kids eligible. And the thing I love about School of Mines is it's so accessible. to the average person, the person like I was growing up in a small town, not knowing what an engineer did. If you have the intelligence to pass the test and come up with the score you need for entrance, financially the school is accessible both to in-state and out-of-state, and it's not like you have to know someone to get you in. It's something that the average good math and science student can come and get a degree here and unlock their door for a successful career.
Yep. Thank you for joining me today. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things going on. We're a very healthy, about 160, 70 undergrad students. We still have all the same things that we're known for, that our alumni know us by and know us for. I always like to tell people we have all the same theory and fundamentals that you'd find at any other program in the United States, but we do addition, and that addition is we give that applied hands-on aspect to chemical engineering. A lot of that really comes through, I would say, number one, in our unit ops lab. That's very much a crown jewel for our department. The VRINC gift that provided that unit ops lab. It's just a phenomenal environment for students to come in and to work and to interact. I'm always humbled and amazed by the compliments that we're given when we'll have folks come from off campus and visit that lab space. So that's a tremendous place for our students to learn. And the thing I would say that has really kind of grown over the past, it was always there in the department, but I think ever since we had started the PhD program in 2007, a lot more undergrad students seem to be really joining into undergrad research. That seems to be a real strong interest for about 10-15% of our undergrads.
Well, the gift that we received from Lee Swindler and the Swindler family to name the department in Karen's name, a $4 million gift. How do you see that benefiting the department?
Yeah, I guess the first words that come to my mind, the one would be just transformational.
Mm-hmm.
In a number of aspects. I think transformational to students. It provides scholarship monies for students, which equates to opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so it's transformational in that regard, but it's also transformational in what it allows our department to consider doing as far as future innovations, whether they be for professional development for students, for teaching, for research. I also don't think it's too much to say that it's also transformational in the sense, this university and our department by extension, we already have a name and people already know us. Mm-hmm. But I think having a department named, I think that adds something special to, in the future, how people recognize us. And so I think it's even transformational, just even in that regard. The second thing I would say would be inspirational. Mm-hmm. Beyond just all those, maybe direct impacts that might come from the gift itself. I just think, a lot of times when students, they're looking for an example of a role model. Mm-hmm. Or examples, right? That's someone that they can pattern their career. Everybody's going to be an individual. Sure. But each of us, and we were all there when we were students too, but we looked for those people that could be role models. And I think in a sense, having Karen honored in this way and having her name and that plaque in the hallway of the CBEC building, I think that goes a long way to helping students connect with that idea of that could be me.
I was going to add, you kind of touched on it, Ken, this idea of inspiration. Yeah. And one of the, I think, key qualities there is that Karen came from a rural setting. Yeah. She was from a farm in a small town, happened to be in South Dakota, but it could be a small town in a rural setting anywhere in this region. Right. And showing that young women could actually have very successful careers in STEM and in particular in chemical engineering. That was I think that's part of that inspiration.
Absolutely.
If I can, I wanted to go back to an earlier question, with regard to what is the department doing. I did want to touch a little bit more on the research side of it, because
Sure.
that's really been quite an evolution for the department. So I came to the department in 1989, so I've been here a while, and we had 5 faculty at the time. We actually had student bodies occasionally that were about the numbers that we have now. So very large undergraduate for 5 faculty. And we only had an MS program. And by the end of the 90s, that program was running, when we looked at the numbers, about Research 1 level funding. And then we were able to convince our administration and eventually the Board of Regents to fully fund a PhD program. And it was that then we were able to take the department to the next level in research. I mean, we've had, since then, tens of millions of dollars, literally tens of millions of dollars of research funding, one of the major PhD producers on campus, in part helping to support the Carnegie 1 level in research, try to get there. So that is also a very important part of the workload that the faculty do. We were able to grow, because of that funding, we were able to grow the faculty, because we got 3 line items at the time for new faculty to help support the PhD program.
So with this gift, where do you envision the department being in 10 years or 15 years? Do you see what that next step might look like?
Wow. I think the department really has the ability to. I think a gift like this really helps us to grow. I think it helps us to attract students. One thing that's especially, and then again, this partly goes back to things that Lee said at the ceremony yesterday, and that Rob even said earlier. But we, as a university, we get a lot of first-generation students, and this type of gift really, one of the heartbeats of Lee and Karen was that this gift be used to really help provide scholarships for students in general, but especially for first-generation students. And so I think this helps provide a mechanism for students who might not otherwise have been able to get here, which I think is obviously huge for them, but I think also for the department. I think I see us growing as a result of it. I see us being able to do a lot more innovative things with regard to teaching and research, adding to some of our equipment or lab spaces to give additional lab experiences to students, whether at the undergraduate level or even research capabilities that maybe didn't exist before. So I mean, I think our department. I'm always hesitant to put a number out, so I won't do that. But I just see it as an exciting time for growth, and not just from the students, but again, at the risk of repeating, I think a gift like this, we were always visible before, but I think it kind of shines a little bit brighter light, and I think that just helps kind of draw the attention of our peers to us, as well as this is I think it's gonna help attract students from areas that maybe we weren't always able to grab from before.
Very good. How do we help other people connect? Are there other ideas besides naming a department that are out there?
So many different ways to get involved, and I think that's what's unique about this size of a university is you can get involved individually and tell us what your passion is. I mean, our job here at CARA really is to help you decide how you want to support the university, and there's so many different ways, and whether it's facilities or scholarships or annual support, the needs are there, and we just want to meet the donors where they're at and help them get involved individually, but also with their giving however they'd like to.
We thought it was interesting when we talked to Lee, part of the conversation was not only the impact this gift is going to have on students and on the department, but in his own family. looking to see the accomplishments that maybe their grandmother did or great-grandmother did, and talking about the legacy that gifts like this can have on your family.
Yeah, I mean, what a wonderful way. I didn't know Karen, but I've heard so much about her lately, and I think we all know Karen a little bit better now, even after this gift. But yeah, legacy. Her kids, grandkids, their kids, they're going to have a tie to this university forever. And I think there's other people that either want to honor possibly a family member, maybe a parent or a faculty member here that was beloved. So many ways we can build legacy here with our donors. So again, conversations. We love to be creative here. Come to us. Let's sit down over a cup of coffee or lunch and just brainstorm. Again, what do you love about this place, and how do you want to be a part of it, and what's your legacy?
Right. The gift to name our Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering after Karen M. Swindler is going to have such a tremendous impact. And we've really had a chance to talk to Dr. Benjamin, Dr. Winter. We've heard from Lee himself, and we've heard from Paul Kruger about the impact that this gift is going to have. I think we're going to be really looking to the future to see what this change will do, and the students that we see coming and the impact from the research and the innovation that will occur in the department. We really look forward to really watching as they move to a new level in the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering. Personally, I cannot thank the Swindler family enough for this gift. You've made a huge difference, not only in the department, but you've set a new tone for the whole university that's really going to rise us to new levels. So thank you for your generosity.